Episode 1 in the can.
Yep, we did it. We finished it.
Yeah, we nailed it, bro, and I don't think we forgot a single thing.
No, I was thinking to myself, how are textbooks so long?
Textbooks are so long because at the beginning of the semester, you use your parents' money to buy the textbook at a marked up price. Then at the end of the semester, you sell it, therefore accruing your own money and then able to throw a massive kegger.
Huh. Memories. It's lucky Mom and Dad aren't watching this kind of thing. I mean, we're not posting it on YouTube, right?
Yeah, YouTube is for music. Don't worry about that. Anyways, nailed it. Good job. I think we're out of ideas. We could just call it a day.
Yeah, but I feel like there's something we missed.
Nah, Wait a second. Hey there everyone, and welcome to Music Theory Episode 2. I'm Ian.
And I'm Sean.
And we are the Bassett Brothers. Today we're going to be talking about notes. Notes. If you're going to start somewhere, your best bet is always at the beginning. Before we get into how the mechanics of music works and the artistic liberties we will be taking, we need to understand what a note is. So rather than focusing on how notes are graphically represented, we're going to start from a physics perspective. We'll get to the music later. Let's talk about those funny little things on the side of your head. What we first have to understand is that our ear is translating vibrations in the air into signals that our brains perceive as sound.
No one can hear you scream in space. No air for the vibrations to travel through for our ears to pick up.
Tree falls in a forest and no one is there to hear it. No ears to translate the vibrations into signals that our brains will perceive as sound.
But come on, we all know that tree made a sound. So how does this all work?
Sound waves travel into the ear until they reach the eardrum. The eardrum passes the vibrations through the middle ear bones or ossicles in the inner ear. The inner ear is shaped like a snail and is also called the cochlea. Inside the cochlea, there are thousands of tiny hair cells. Hair cells change the vibrations into electrical signals that are sent through the brain through the hearing nerve. The brain tells you that you are hearing a sound and what the sound is.
Or something like that.
Since sound vibrations reach our ears in waves, the unit of measure we use is hertz.
The hertz symbol is the unit of frequency in the International System of Units and is defined as 1 cycle per second.
It's named after Heinrich Rudolf Hertz, the first person to provide conclusive proof of the existence of electromagnetic waves.
Sound is a traveling longitudinal wave which is an oscillation of pressure. Humans perceive frequency of sound waves as pitch.
Each musical note corresponds to a particular frequency which can be measured in hertz. An infant's ear is able to perceive frequencies ranging from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz.
The average adult, though, more like 20 Hz to 16,000 Hz.
The range of ultrasound, infrasound, and other physical vibrations such as molecular and atomic vibrations extends from a few femtohertz into the terahertz range and beyond.
The range of human hearing is generally considered to be between 20 Hz and 20 kHz, but it's far more sensitive to sounds between 1 kHz and 4 kHz.
I was going to read a bunch of comparisons at dBs, SPLs, HZs, and all that, but I got confused just reading it, so let's save it for another episode. So great! Now we know the science behind sound, but how does that affect notes?
I have a feeling we're about to launch into another one of those science fests.
Precisely, my furry little friend. Whenever we hear a note, whether it's from a string, a horn, a whistle, whatever, we actually hear more than just a single tone.
A partial is any of the sine waves of which a complex tone is composed.
A harmonic is any member of the harmonic series, an ideal set of frequencies that are positive integer multiples of a common fundamental frequency.
The fundamental is also considered a harmonic because it's 1 times itself.
A harmonic partial is any real partial component of a complex tone that matches or nearly matches an ideal harmonic. An inharmonic partial is any partial that does not match an ideal harmonic.
Inharmonicity is a measure of the deviation of a partial from the closest ideal harmonic, typically measured in cents for each partial. Like the small unit of measure on your tuner. An overtone is any partial except the lowest partial. You may not know how to read music, or you might not be familiar with intervals and distances, but check out this harmonic series picture. So when you hear one note, you actually hear all of these notes into infinity. It's a big part of what makes tone sound specifically different. Also, it's what makes certain sounds sound fake, since they don't have the complexity of the harmonic overtones that natural sounds produce. Alright, enough science. Time to get to the music. As far as we are concerned, let's hit the most fundamental aspect of pitch, whether it's high or low. Pretty easy to understand, right? Let's start with a relationship. Ian, this channel is for education, not the advancement of your sad social life. Music relationship? Let's listen to a few notes against each other.
Hey, something happened there. It almost sounded like those two notes became one. What's going on? We hit the octave. Octaves, from a vibrational standpoint, have twice the amount of oscillations than the previous note, so the waves fit inside of each other, thus that super blending sound. It's not just octaves that have strong relationships. There are other fundamental relationships between differing pitches that govern what intervals we find consonant. So from a physics perspective, there's a reason why a perfect fourth or a perfect fifth sound more consonant than a minor second. Alright, so let's test. All you've got to do is tell us whether the second note is higher or lower than the first one that's played. Hey, you're good at this! We all are. You see, from an evolutionary biological standpoint, I think we covered the science angle pretty well. I just want people to know how hard I work. Well, here's the ugly part. The part that I personally was trying to avoid. And the part I argued for hardcore to keep on this channel. Please don't turn off this video. We had to get to it sometime. The way we graphically represent notes cross-instrumentally is through staff notation, where the note is in relation to the lines or the spaces and according to which clef tells us what note to play and how long to play it. Staff notation also represents a common language between differing instrumentalists. We will, I promise, have a full episode dedicated to staff notation and how to read music. Just not this episode. Concepts first, notation later. That's another show. But until then, for all of our crazy examples, we'll try to include some element of staff notation for those of you that already have experience with it. In closing, a note is a single unit, the letter of the word that creates all the hierarchy that our pattern-hungry brains are seeking, that we will take and spiral into the vast construct that is music. Thanks again, everyone, for watching episode 2, the short beard edition of Music Theory. For more videos from us and for more to come, please subscribe to our channel, like these videos, and share with your friends. Thanks a lot. Yeah. The lips, the tongue, and the tip of the teeth. How'd you like the stunt? In live. 5, 4, 3,